fisherman who is out of his luck. He hasn't caught anything for 84 days, but because his pension scheme is non-existent and Obamacare has been abolished, he simply has to go on working until he drops dead, which may be quite soon. Manolin is his help, a boy who has learned how to fish from the old man, and he really dotes on him, although his parents have forbidden him to go out with the old fisher because he's out of his luck. There's a couple of others, but who cares? Hemingway wrote his short novel on Cuba and published it in 1952, and it became one of the main reasons why he was awarded the Nobel Prize for Literature 2 years later. Off we go! After a long and unsuccessful working day, the old man pulls his boat ashore and is greeted by the boy. "Hey, Santiago, we've caught something. I can go out with you again." "No, you're in a lucky boat. Stay with them. I'll go out far tomorrow." "Well, can I get you some sardines then?" "They're used as bait." "No, you go on and play baseball." We don't know if the boy really plays baseball, but the two of them are really into the sport, especially the American League. They then walk back to Santiago's shack, the boy carrying the old man's gear, and they play a little game. "What's for dinner?" "Oh, well, I'll have yellow rice with fish. You want some?" "No, I'll eat at home." Now, the two of them know perfectly well that there is no fish. "I'll go and get the sardines then. I'll read the baseball in yesterday's paper." Is that a fiction too? We don't know. The boy, however, is really lucky. "I've got some dinner. I got it from Martin at the hotel." "I must thank him." "I already did." And after they had the beer that came along with the food, "I'd like to take the great DiMaggio fishing. They say his father was a fisherman, and as great a sportsman as surely he was, DiMaggio here seems to be something like a savior figure too." At night, the old man dreams of Africa and then wakes the boy early in the next morning, but goes out in his boat alone again. Because it is early and there is no breeze yet, he has to row his boat out. Okay, that's quite enough. And out with the lines. It's drifting time then. He drops his lines. I like to keep my lines straight, you know. It's good to be lucky, but I'd rather be exact. Then he sees a school of dolphin in the distance. Wow, too fast and too far, but where's my big fish? Must be somewhere. And when he's thinking of turtles and the shark liver oil he drinks every day, one of his lines comes taut, and he pulls it out, and it is, ha! Albacore! A little tuna, beautiful bait. My, if people hear me talking aloud to myself, they'd think I'm crazy, but hey, I can't afford a radio. When another one of his lines dips. Yes! Yes, come on, this is the big one. He just has to swallow the bait. And it takes several turns for the big one to swallow the bait, but in the end he does. Santiago takes the line into his hand. Now! And the boat begins to move. I'm being towed by a fish and I can't pull or the line will break. And so the fight begins. And a couple of hours later, well, I have no cramps, I'm strong, pull away, fish. I wish the boy could see this and help me. And he has to hold the line all the time, otherwise it would break, and he severely cuts his hands as the hours run by. Fish, I respect you, but I will kill you. Bang! And the fish gives a lurch. The man hurts himself, but after some more time, he has slowed. He eats some of the tuna he's caught raw. Right, and now you silly left hand uncramp. It's a trial, but the cramp goes away after some time. Then he sees him for the first time, and it's a marlin. Wow! He's 2 feet longer than the skiff. I say 10 Our Fathers and Hail Marys if I catch him. Hours and hours run by, and the fish still draws him and the entire boat with him. Boy, I'd rather be the fish by now, but I won't give up. I didn't give up when we had that hand game at the pub that lasted a whole night. I won. Santiago el Campeón, that's me. But the fish pulls him 2 days and 2 nights. He catches a dolphin by the by. What an excellent fish if cooked, and how disgusting to eat raw. Yuck. Then the fish jumps and jumps again. Ah, pain doesn't matter to a man, and the fish begins to circle a sign that he gives up. Boy, I got black spots before my eyes, but I'm getting there. Fish, you have to die anyway. Do you have to kill me too? I don't care who kills who. Oh, did I say that? Oh, I'm getting confused. I need more water. With the last of his strength, he has pulled the fish next to the boat, and he kills him with his harpoon. Wah! Dead with exhaustion, he ties him to the boat and sets sail for home. Whoa! Am I bringing him in, or is he bringing me in? After an hour, the first shark hits. Brax! Santiago can drive him away with a harpoon, but he loses the weapon in doing so. To be prepared for more shark attacks, he fixes his knife to one of the oars, and he actually drives away and kills 2 more sharks. Chuck, chuck! Ah! With that, but with the 4th shark hits, snap, the blade breaks. Again and again, the corpse of the fish is being attacked by sharks. Santiago does all he can to protect his fish. Bang! Fuck, there goes my club. Oh, I don't want to see what they are doing to my beautiful fish. In the middle of the night, he gets to the beach and he doesn't look at the fish anymore. Nothing but the skull, the backbone and the tail of the fish is left. He takes his sail and carries it home to his shack, stumbling like Jesus when he carried the cross. He sleeps soundly. In the next morning, the fishermen wonder at the huge skeleton of the fish. Whoa! And the boy comes to see the old fisherman and weeps to see his hands are so cut. Then he gets him some coffee and breakfast and makes plans. We'll fish together again. No, I'm out of luck. To hell with the luck. I'll bring all the luck with me. And when the old man goes to sleep again, tourists who are staying at the hotel admire the skeleton. I didn't know sharks had such handsome tails. So what remains? That we have to imagine Sisyphus as a happy guy? That it is work, pain and struggle to give a meaning to life rather than tanning on a beach? Yes and no, I guess, because existential struggle can only be good if there's a chance of survival. If we look at Eastern Africa and the terrible living conditions there, Hemingway does not apply. Let's help if we can.
Born in 1899 in Oak Park, Illinois, Ernest Hemingway began writing for newspapers following high school graduation. He also served in the First World War and worked as a journalist. His most famous novels include A Farewell to Arms, For Whom the Bell Tolls, and The Old Man and the Sea. He died in 1961. Number 9. Influences and inspirations. The Old Man and the Sea is a fictional novel most likely based on the experiences of real-life fisherman Gregorio Fuentes. This man was actually the first mate on Hemingway's boat, the Pilar, and taught the writer about catching a type of fish known as marlin. Number 8. Settings and era. Written while Hemingway was in Cuba, The Old Man and the Sea is set in Havana. The novel's protagonist is a fisherman named Santiago, who spends most of his time on his fishing boat out at sea during the 1940s. In addition to his experiences with the fish, the novel also follows Santiago as he copes with nature and the weather. Number 7. Plot. Narrated by an all-knowing third person, The Old Man and the Sea follows the adventures of a fisherman named Santiago, who has been teaching his trade to a young boy named Manilene.
Santiago, I could go with you again. We've made some money.
Unfortunately, Santiago has had bad luck for the last 84 days and has been unable to catch any fish. His luck changes when he sets off by himself and catches what he believes to be a marlin.
Then he felt something hard and unbelievably heavy. It was the weight of the fish.
However, the fish is so big and struggles so hard that Santiago spends the next 2 days and nights struggling with the creature alongside his boat. Though Santiago kills the marlin with a harpoon, his voyage back is complicated by multiple sharks.
Now he speeded up as he smelled the fresher scent, and his blue dorsal fin cut the water.
Since Santiago can't fight them all, the deadly predators consume the marlin until it's just bones. This is all the fisherman has left to try to win his lost admiration and respect back home.
You tell him how sorry I am.
Thanks.
Number 6. The Old Man, or Santiago.
The old man was gray and wrinkled, with deep furrows in the back of his neck, and his hands had the deep creased scars from handling heavy fish on the cords.
Nicknamed El Campeón, or the Champion, Santiago is the novel's protagonist. He used to be considered one of the best fishermen in his community, but bad luck and hard times led him to lose that reputation, and instead he became a target for put-downs.
They sat on the terrace, and many of the fishermen made fun of the old man, and he was not angry.
Driven by a desire to prove himself to his community and his apprentice Manilene, the noble Santiago sets off on a solo voyage to catch a marlin. While his battle with the marlin and the sharks demonstrate his pride, determination, and fishing skills, his willingness to survive on such little food shows his willpower and sense of sacrifice.
I wish the boy was here to cut up the bonita, and I wish I had some salt.
He and the marlin also represent the natural cycle of life. Number 5. The Boy, or Manilene. Manolín sees Santiago as his teacher and his friend.
The old man had taught the boy to fish, and the boy loved him.
Despite the old man's age, he respects and admires him. Manolín cares about the fisherman so much that he's overcome with tears of joy upon his safe return. As Santiago's only real human companion, he believes in him and wants to fish with him again.
Did you suffer much? Now we'll fish together again.
Number 4. The Marlin. As Santiago's enemy and the novel's main antagonist, the marlin is so strong that the fisherman spends several days and nights at sea trying to reel it in and capture it.
He's longer than the skiff.
It has so much fight in it that Santiago sacrifices his well-being to tire it out and finally end its life with a harpoon. Though all that's left of the marlin when he returns home is a skeleton, its massive 18-foot frame has people thinking it was a shark. It represents the same qualities as the old man: greatness, beauty, and nobility of spirit.
He only needed the feel of the trade wind and the drawing of the sail, could see the fish, and he had only to look at his hands and feel his back against the stern to know that this had truly happened and was not a dream.
Number 3. Values and themes.
I have never seen or heard of such a fish. And now, we are joined together.
The novel explores several themes, but it's Santiago's determination, endurance, and perseverance, despite everything that goes wrong, that stand out.
No good for you nor for me. I'm sorry, fish.
Related to this is the exploration of pride and suffering. Meanwhile, Santiago's friendship with Manolín showcases a relationship between student and teacher, respect for one's elders, and the need for human companionship. Number 2. Modern popularity. The Old Man and the Sea turned Hemingway into a worldwide name. Not only did it play a role in Hemingway being awarded a Nobel Prize in Literature, but it's still studied in schools today. Number 1. Adaptations. Since it's one of Hemingway's most popular novels, The Old Man and the Sea has been adapted for the screen more than once. This includes the Oscar-nominated